Hey good people, welcome back to Frizz and Fragrance. My name is Kara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. Back at the beginning of May, I did a perfume video because I wanted to start focusing in on perfumes in my collection. I picked out 10 and I never came back to do a wrap up because I basically used the same perfumes for May and June. Things just got really hectic. So I want to go back and sum up how I feel about those perfumes. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think and come on down the fragrance rabbit hole with me because we smell good over here. So let's get started. So how are you? I am feeling good. I have really been wanting to do this video for some time now. Basically, May and June were just really busy months for me at work. And then at the end of the school year, I found out that I was hired for a different position. I just didn't get a chance to come back and tell you how I felt about the 10 perfumes that I chose, whether I wore them, did I reach for them. So I wanted to do that now, and that will help me out with, just figuring out what I like in this fragrance universe. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer. And I will also link the original video because that video is going to have all the notes. I'm not going to go too in depth with the notes in this video because I did it in the last, but I do want you to let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances that are on this list and how you feel about them. First, we're going to talk about LFA Honor and Glory. I really still enjoy this one a lot. This is kind of fruity in a way, but there's also some spice, some vanilla. Yes, the pineapple in here. I've been wearing this one to bed a lot. I just think it smells great. It's long lasting. It's something that I can smell in the morning when I wake up. And I think the best thing about all of it, aside from being long lasting, is the price. The price is definitely right. I don't think it was any more than $30 on Amazon. So I have become a fan of LFA perfumes or LFA fragrances. I actually am really growing that collection. I just ordered the new Yara Candy, so I will have that one coming. I have the Eclair, which is the dupe for Bianco Latte. I'm not sure if this is a dupe for another perfume. I'm just not sure, but I love this. I think this is unisex and really happy to have this in my collection. I am going to continue to wear this one pretty often. So yes to that one. Also in my tray, I had Flur Moonstone, and Flur came out with Moonstone and Dragon Fruit at the same time. Wasn't super impressed by Dragon Fruit. It just reminded me of your typical fruity, juicy, shampoo-y type scent for the summertime. But I thought that Moonstone smelled a little bit different. I thought it smelled a little unique. You have this pineapple smell in the beginning, some mandarin, and then it dries down to like an amber. Now, it does say that there's amber, sandalwood, and vanilla in the base. The only thing that turns me from this is that it reminds me a little of Baccarat Rouge, and I know that is a fan favorite, but it is not a favorite for me. It gives me that vibe with like an orange twist in it. It's not bad. I do like it, but it wasn't something that I was like, yes, ooh, I cannot wait to wear Moonstone. Like, I really wanted to wear Honor and Glory. I couldn't wait to put that on at night. It's definitely a summery scent. It's not my favorite from Fleur. It's not my favorite summer scent. I will continue to wear it, but you can see I didn't really use it too much this month, but it's not a fragrance regret. So that's good because we don't want any regrets. And I definitely wouldn't mind layering this with something else. So I think it's a unique scent. It's not my favorite. I'm definitely glad that I got the smaller $20 bottle versus the regular size. So next we have Bon Bon Pop by the House of Oud. The House of Oud is a niche and really unique fragrance house. I do now have 3 or 4 of these and I am enjoying them, but they're not the safest for a blind buy. Now, Bon Bon Pop is a gourmand, and when you spray this, I don't know, part of it gives me like it's not really ice cream. There's some coconut in here and some peach in the opening, brown sugar. It's definitely a gourmand scent, and I didn't really notice that bergamot and peach in the beginning, because when it dries down, you don't really have a whole lot of that left, but it's sweet and it dries down to this slightly woody and sugary scent. And I really like it. I think I could wear Bon Bon Pop all year round. I don't think the longevity is bad. Some people say the House of Oud fragrances have poor longevity, but the fragrances I have lasted pretty well. I'm not sure how long you would like your fragrances to last, but I'm good with like 5-6 hours, you know? I'm good with that. I'm really happy with Bon Bon Pop. I don't pay full price for these. I try to get them on sale from So Avant-Garde or Fragrance Net, but this is like a really weighty, high quality bottle. So they do cost a little more, but you can get them for a very reasonable price. I'm still happy with having Bon Bon Pop. I think I've had this one for probably about 6 months at this point. I'm really picking out that white peach that I didn't really pay too much attention to before. So I like that. And I'm wondering, like, since I started to have this for a long time, you know, are different notes starting to come out since the fragrance has been sitting. So at first I was describing this as like a creamy type fragrance, but now I'm getting a little bit less of that. It's just still creamy, but it's peachy too, and citrusy and sweet. I love this, sugary sweet. I love it. Okay, so that's the third one. Next, I wanted to see how I felt about Pop Heart. Wearing it, you know, multiple times. I am happy to report I still love Pop Heart. And I actually just brought this one out because I did a first impressions of Commodity's new fragrance Juice. And if you have this one, you do not need Juice. You don't need both of them. I really like the presentation of the Plume Impressions fragrances. This is the only one that I have. I have smelled some other ones, but I haven't liked them as much as Pop Heart. Pop Heart goes in the floral fruity category. It will go with, like I said, Commodity Juice. It goes in the same category as like the Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl and Good Girl Glam, like the red shoes, and then maybe even the Good Girl Blush. If you like fragrances like that, I think you would really like Pop Heart. You do have a lot of fruits in this one, like strawberry and raspberry and pineapple and apple. And then when you get into the base, there's some caramel and vanilla, but it's not really strong. There's also rose in here and magnolia, but I don't really smell the florals too much, which I don't mind at all. Still really happy to have randomly come across a sample from Plume Impressions. That's what led me to get the full-size bottle from So Avant-Garde, and I am still very happy to have this as a full size in my collection. Next up, we have You Remind Me from Forever Mood, and this is my favorite out of the 4 Forever Mood fragrances. I really like this one because there's like apricot in here, and I don't have fragrances that have apricot in it. There's musk. It's very like fresh and clean, girl. I wouldn't call it gourmand at all. It's like a skin musk with a little bit of that apricot. I like this a lot, but now that I've tried Soft Spot from Flur, I like that better. It's very, very similar as far as the scent. I think Soft Spot may have mandarin in it versus the apricot. The one downside about You Remind Me is the longevity. It really doesn't last long, and it's already not a very strong scent. So this is something that you're going to have to bring with you to reapply when you wear it, because it really doesn't last that long. But it's a soft scent. I think it's great for daytime. I think it's great for bedtime. I think if you have to be in close proximity with someone, they might smell it, they might not, but it's not going to be like, what's that? But it smells really good. It's more feminine leaning, and I think it's a great scent. I would wear it all year, but I think someone would consider this more a spring, summer. I'm happy with it. I do wish it lasted longer, but I do layer this with the Flur Soft Spot, but I find myself wearing Flur more. I do think this is good if you have to be in close proximity of people and you want to have something on that just smells light and fresh and natural. So I really do like this. The downside is that it doesn't last long. All right, so next we have Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42 by KLE. I think you can see how I feel about this. I am going to eventually be purchasing this one in a full size. The bubble gum is what does it for me. I have never had a bubble gum fragrance. I had never smelled bubble gum in a fragrance. So to have that bubble gum with that vanilla, with that rum and pear, I just think it smells great. I don't know how they accomplish the bubble gum note, but it smells really good. I've been having a nice time with this one, and I've been layering it with one of my Dua fragrances, which is called Berry Orange Bubblegum, I think, and it just smells like a sweet treat. I absolutely love this. I think the longevity on this is good, but I find myself spraying it often because I just really like it. So you see I've used most of this up. I can say that this is a winner, and it doesn't smell like anything else that I have in my collection, which now that I'm starting to expand my collection, I am finding things that are similar. The way that I just told you that Flur, Soft Spot, and Jackie Aina, You Remind Me smell very close. I am getting some dupes, but not this. This bubblegum note is really unique with the vanilla, and even though the Dua fragrance I mentioned has bubblegum in it, they layer together, but they are not dupes. They don't smell the same. So they do stand alone. I'm really happy with this, and I will be purchasing this one at some point in a full-size bottle. I will try to wait for the Sephora sale for that because I have a lot more fragrances to go through. So next, let's talk about Juliet from Juliet Has a Gun. What really attracted me to this was that there was a cherry note in here, but to me the cherry is kind of a letdown. It's not as strong as I want it to be. Cherry is my favorite note, so I was really excited about it. But to me, it's more floral than fruity for me, and I didn't really reach for this much at all. And I do feel like the longevity is there, and I might have noticed it more because it's not an unpleasant fragrance, but it's just not what I wanted. It's not what I was hoping it would be. And I definitely smell that cherry in the top, but the cherry doesn't stay. So what I get in this is more of the jasmine, which is the floral note that's in here. I don't even really get the cashmere or the tonka bean. It's a jasmine heavy fragrance, and I don't mind jasmine, but I don't like the jasmine in my fragrances to be too strong. This is almost too floral for me, which is disappointing. I'm not the happiest with this one. And if I had to do it again, I would have just gotten a travel size, not a full size bottle. But the cherry, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna just love this. But shows me that all cherry fragrances are not created equal. And to me, I don't even get a sour cherry. I'm not getting the cherry as strong as I want it. So that's how I feel about Juliet. I'm not sure how long I will keep this one in my collection because I really don't see myself reaching for it too much. I think it's pleasant. It's very girly, very feminine, but it's not me. So didn't really reach for it too much during this time that I have been trying out the fragrances. Juliet Has a Gun fragrance that I still really do love is Lipstick Fever. When I see perfumes that have lipstick notes, which I don't see very often, I'm very, very intrigued. I recently just got Guilty Crush from the House of Oud, which has a lipstick note, and I've been told that it's the iris that makes that lipstick note, which I think is really amazing that's what it smells like. So this one has that raspberry in it and that iris that's making the lipstick note, but there's also some woods in here, some cedar and vanilla, and this is more of a scent for me. I'm really starting to like raspberry. I never disliked it, but when I see raspberry notes, I'm really intrigued. The House of Sillage by Minnie Mouse is a great pair with this one because that one's really gourmand and this one's woody fruity. Is that a category? Let me look. They're actually saying this is powdery, violet, woody, and fruity. They're calling it floral fruity, and I guess it is, but the florals are not taking over in this one. You really can smell the raspberry throughout. You can smell the raspberry on the dry down, but you do get the cedar in the base, which makes it's still feminine, but this one will be closer to a unisex. I'm wondering, and I didn't do this, how it would be paired with Juliet. Would that calm down that jasmine enough for me to keep Juliet in my collection? Let's see If I can get any first impressions on that. I don't know. It's making it better, but the Juliet is really standing out over Lipstick Fever. I really do prefer Lipstick Fever over Juliet, and I don't even know if I want to layer it with Juliet because I just like the fragrance so much. So that's how I'm feeling about that. Still happy. And so far, all of these, except for Juliet, I'm really still very glad to have in my collection. So that always feels really good. So next we have Miami Nectar from Ellis Brooklyn. And this one seemed to be very anticipated for the summertime. We have like pineapple and coconut. There's some florals in here, and there's some vanilla and wood and moss in the base. It's not my favorite, but I don't regret having the travel size. I do think the longevity is decent on this one though, because some people tell me that Ellis Brooklyn fragrances don't last at all. So in my opinion, this one has pretty good longevity. I don't dislike it at all. You know what I think this will go really well with? I think this will go great with the Sweet Banana from KLE. I think these would be really good as a pair. They actually smell really similar, even though there's no banana in, I don't think there's banana. Let me just look. Yeah, there's no banana in the Miami Nectar, but they smell similar, and maybe it's the jasmine. I think there's jasmine in both of these, but I think these would pair great together. So maybe I will try that. I don't feel the need to have the Miami Nectar as a full size, but I think it's a very nice fragrance. I'm definitely going to continue wearing my travel size, and I'm going to try some layering combos too. Definitely starting with the Sweet Banana. So I'm happy about that. And last but not least, I don't know if this is my favorite one of the bunch, but it might be. This is Fig and Vanilla by the Dua brand. This one is strong. This one projects. This one lasts forever. It's got that fig note. It's got that vanilla note. There's some iris in here. There's a little bit of mandarin orange. There's tonka bean. This one you probably would consider a more of a cooler weather scent, but for me, I'm wearing it all year round. I just love the combo of this. And when I have tried fig fragrances, a lot of them smell green. Fig is a favorite note of mine too, but sometimes I'm not in the mood for it to be a green fig. And this is done in a way where it's creamy. And you do get some citrus in here. I don't think I noticed it until just now. Yeah, so it's fig, vanilla, and orange is what I get. Not really getting the iris or the Divana or the rose or any of that, but it is really, really nice. I think that this would layer great with the You Remind Me fragrance. Now that I'm thinking about it, this could be another really nice combo, and maybe it'll help bring out some of the notes in You Remind Me. But this is hands down like one of my favorite Dua fragrances, and I just love how strong this one is. It's strong and it lasts forever. This is one where I'm getting whiffs of it. I don't have to keep respraying it. It smells really, really good. I am putting a little bit of a dent in there, but I don't have to use much, which is great. So this one should be lasting a long time. I've had this one for at least 6 months, and I know people say that the Dua fragrances need to sit, but this one right at first sniff, this was love at first sniff, and I'm glad that I put it in this rotation so that I can see, you know, how it changes more as time goes on. I do think that some of that mandarin is really coming out. I didn't really get that at first when I was wearing this fragrance, but I can definitely smell it now. So those were the 10 fragrances on my May or June, yeah, my May-June perfume tray. And the only one that I'm really not happy with is Juliet. I'm just not reaching for that one at all. But the other ones, they're great. I'm happy to have them in my collection, and I am gonna let y'all go. But before I do, I didn't do a full July perfume tray either, just because y'all, it's just been hectic. but I did a mini tray. And so I had 8 fragrances that I took with me on my Las Vegas vacation. So I want to tell you about them and then how I felt about them, because I ended up wearing all of them while I was on vacation. So I'm going to have that one coming up soon. And then I am going to set aside 10 new fragrances for August. So let me know how you rotate your fragrances. Do you do a perfume tray? Let me know some of your favorite layering combos. I'm really getting into that. And oh, I also am testing out this Future Society Optimal Habitat Primer, fragrance primer. So I did do a video on this, the Discovery set, but I didn't really go into depth about the fragrance primer because I hadn't really used it like that. I'm still trying it out, but so far I tried it with one of the Forever Moods. Maybe I'll try it with this one, but I tried it with the yellow one. This one's almost like the lemon sugar, the Cali lemon sugar. I do feel like it was lasting longer with the fragrance primer, but it could be placebo. I don't know. So I'm going to keep trying this out to see, is this really creating an optimal habitat for my fragrances to last? I don't know. The jury is still out, but I had never heard of a fragrance primer, so I thought that would be so interesting. So I will keep y'all posted on that. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all very soon. Bye.